YouTube, what is going on, guys? It is yours truly, the Miracle Man, back bringing you another video, back bringing you another platinum in the road to 1,000 journey. In today's video, we have platinum number 77, Spongebob SquarePants, the Cosmic Shake. At the time of recording this video, the Cosmic Shake has 31 bronze trophies, 9 silver trophies, 3 gold trophies, and of course, we've got our platinum trophy. At the time of recording this video, there are 13 common trophies, 7 rare, and 14 very rare trophies, including our platinum. The Cosmic Shake is a sequel to Battle for Bikini Bottom and is actually done by the same studio, Purple Lamp Studios. And that definitely shows throughout the gameplay, as both games are very similar to one another. And as always, guys, there is going to be a spoiler warning in effect because I will be talking about every single trophy in this game, meaning that I will be talking about the story at some points to help with the trophies. So if you guys have not played Cosmic Shake yet and do not want to get any spoilers, this is your spoiler warning now. And without further ado, let's go ahead and jump right on into this platinum. The first trophy I got in this game was Wanted Sponge. There's nothing much to this trophy. All you had to do in this one was hit 25 NPCs. I focused on that right off the rip. The next trophy I got not long after that was jumping 10 times in a row on one jump pad. You find a jump pad towards the beginning of the game, and this is where I just decided to knock this trophy out. The next trophy I got in this game was the Dress Up trophy, which is just the trophy you get for unlocking your very first costume in the game. The next trophy that I was able to pick up in this game is actually a trophy that I think I wasn't supposed to actually get at this particular time. It's the trophy for getting an enemy inside a bubble that hasn't detected Spongebob yet. I think I actually did this to a person that did detect me, but it still gave me the trophy, so hey, no worries. The next trophy I got after that was defeating 50 enemies without taking any damage inflicted by them. This you'll get throughout the game. It's not that difficult of a trophy whatsoever. The next trophy I was able to get after that was bubbling 10 tartar jellies that were currently engaged in an attack. This is another one of those trophies that you should get throughout the game. As a matter of fact, a lot of these trophies should be trophies you get throughout playing the campaign. The next trophies I actually got within quick succession of each other. These trophies were, is it a plane or is it a pizza? And the next trophy I got after that was Deputy. Both of these trophies you get for gliding 1,000 meters throughout the game. You will definitely get this before the end of the game and completing all the main missions in the Wild West Jelly Fields. The next two trophies I got in quick succession were Stunning Performance and King of the Bubbles. The King of the Bubbles trophy is just the trophy you get for bubbling 100 enemies. You will definitely get that throughout the campaign. And the Stunning Performance is the push 50 enemies with the Jelly Maker Roar. These are the giant jellies that spawn throughout the game. You just have to hit them, and after you hit them, they roar, and any enemies in the vicinity will be pushed, and eventually you will get this trophy to pop. The next trophy I was able to get was Boxing Champion. This is the trophy you get for destroying 1,000 tikis. Another trophy that you will get just by playing through the campaign. The next 3 trophies that I actually paired in quick succession with each other was the Way of the Sponge, Movie Star, and Beach Spinster. For the Way of the Sponge, you have to karate kick 100 enemies. It's a new attack that you get at the start of the game. Movie Star is a trophy that just focuses on completing all the main missions in the second world of the game, the Downtown Karate Bikini Bottom. And of course, our final trophy actually came at the start of the next set of missions, Beach Spinster, where you spin 6 umbrellas at once. Now, surprisingly, this is one of the more rare trophies in the game, and I'm not entirely sure why. This was extremely easy to do. If you guys are having trouble with this trophy, it is the very first mission at the very start of Pirates Goo Lagoon. There are 7 umbrellas here, and it should make it extremely easy to spin those 6 umbrellas and get that challenge. The next trophy that I got was Music Enthusiast. This is the trophy for listening to a Slamville perform a solo in peace and quiet. It is just a secret trophy that you find in one of the backs of the levels. He's just there chilling, vibing out. I actually found him by accident, and I got this trophy to pop. The final trophy that I got on day 1 of my Cosmic Shake journey was Friendly Fire. This is defeat the big jelly with a baby boom projectile. These are just the babies that throw the candy and the blobs at you. You just have to hit these back towards a big jelly, which is one of the big spawning ones. And once you do that, you will get this trophy to pop. Starting on my day 2, I was able to chain 2 trophies together, which was defeating 10 baby booms by reflecting their missiles for Volley King, and completing all main missions in Pirate Goo Lagoon for the trophy First Mate. These next 2 trophies I actually got within the same minute of one another. It's actually insane how closely I got these trophies together. Those being Spongebob Jelly Pants and Red and Shiny. The trophy Spongebob Jelly Pants is pretty straightforward. You just have to carry 10,000 jellies at once. I highly recommend that you just farm jellies and collect them. That way you don't have to farm them at the end of the game. And around the 3rd set of levels, you will get this trophy to pop for you. And the Red and Shiny button is the exact same way. You just get the trophy for pressing 50 of the red buttons throughout the game. They're scattered everywhere throughout the game. As long as you guys are searching and hitting those buttons, you should have no problem getting this trophy. The next trophy I was able to get on this platinum run was Scaredy Pants. This is just the trophy you get for completing all the main missions in Halloween Rock Bottom. The next 2 trophies that got paired together were Hazardous and Jaws with Flaws. The Hazardous trophy you have to earn by defeating 25 ninja jellies with environmental hazards. These ninja jellies will charge at you and run into the wall. All you have to do is make sure instead of charging into a wall, they charge into an environmental hazard. As long as you're focusing on it, it should be a pretty easy pop. And for the Jaws with Flaws trophies, you just have to defeat 10 enemies with the Burrower. It's one of the enemies you meet later on in the game, and he, essentially in his name, burrows underground and pops up and tries to hit you. Essentially, you just have to lead him towards his own enemies so he commits friendly fire, and you just have to do that to 10 enemies to get this trophy, Jaws with Flaws, to pop. And we were cruising through this game at this point because not even 15 minutes later, we got another trophy, Ooga Ooga. This is the trophy you get for completing the 4th set of main levels in Prehistoric Kelp Forest. The next 2 trophies I got pretty close to one another were Wrath Tub and King of the Castle. Wrath Tub you get for defeating 25 enemies with the Big Jelly's attacks. When he spins the tub around and slams it down at you, you just have to make sure you're near enemies and he'll do the damage for you. And of course, King of the Castle trophy is for completing all the main missions in the 5th set of levels in Medieval Sulphur Fields. The next trophy I got was when I went to Jelly Glove World and I was able to get the trophy Sponginator for destroying 500 objects. This trophy is pretty straightforward. Just destroy anything that you see in the game to get those jellies and you will get the Sponginator trophy to pop. The next 2 trophies I was able to snag go hand in hand together. The first trophy was the Splash Zone trophy. To get this trophy, you need to have Glovey Glove defeat 20 enemies during the boss fight. And it is the last mission as well, so you will get this towards the end, which means that the trophy I was able to pair with it was Rider Rider. The Rider Rider trophy you get for completing the main missions in the 6th set of levels in Jelly Glove World. The next trophy I was able to get on the list was Catch 50 Jellyfish. The reason this trophy takes so long is just how little jellyfish there actually are in the game. You will mostly be collecting jellies. There is a jellyfish that spawns close to SpongeBob's house, but I did not have to farm that jellyfish whatsoever. I just did all the jellyfish that I came across throughout the game, and I was able to get the trophy, Jellyfish Hunter. And the next 2 trophies that I paired together was Local Hero and Tentacle Dodger. The trophy Local Hero you get for beating the campaign and saving the Bikini Bottom from being destroyed. And the trophy that I was able to pair with that was Tentacle Dodger. This trophy you get for not getting hit by any of Jelly Squidward's tentacles during the final boss fight. This trophy was kind of weird because I felt like I definitely got hit by his tentacles at some point throughout this boss fight. But like I said, the trophy still popped, so it is what it is. This brought me to my after-game grind section of the Platinum Run. So the first thing I decided to do after I finished the campaign was go back to all the bosses and get their respective trophies for each one. The first one that I did was Mr. Krabs, where you have to catch him in under 3 minutes. The time is really, really tight on this, so make sure that you are not hitting any enemies that you don't have to, and you just run past until you catch Mr. Krabs. Next boss fight that I went to was the Dutchman ship, where you have to get the trophy Deck Scrubber, where you have to reclaim the Dutchman ship within 5 minutes. This is not as tight as the Mr. Krabs one, but it is still pretty tight. So make sure that you are cruising through this boss fight and taking care of the enemies that you have to only, and no more, no less. After that, I headed off to Medieval Times to take on the Witch boss fight, where I had to get the trophy Knight in Shining PJs, where I had to deliver every single cake without getting hit one time. This is definitely the easiest of the boss trophies in my opinion, but it is definitely still tedious. You definitely want to play this boss fight slow when you're delivering these cakes, and make sure that you're taking out every enemy as they spawn, but make sure you're taking care of yourself as well, because if you get hit once, the trophy is voided. The next boss fight that I headed to was Pearl Pom Pom, where I had to evade all of her shockwaves during the boss fight. Now, the first phase of this fight is extremely easy to avoid her shockwaves. It's the second and third phases of the fight where she really starts to be annoying with her shockwaves. They start coming at you from both directions. They start coming at you at multiple times. Just take the boss fight extremely slow. You're definitely going to have to do this one a few times to memorize those shockwave patterns so you don't get hit. But once you do, you will get the trophy Dehydrated. The next boss fight that I headed to was King Gary, where I had to get the trophy Pet You Didn't See That Coming, where you don't get spotted by Gary once during this fight. This fight is not extremely difficult. It's one of the easier trophies in the game for sure. Just play it slow, watch King Gary's patterns, and make sure you do not rush this, because even if he catches you once, that's it. And the final boss fight that I headed to was the Sandy boss fight, where I had to get the final trophy for bosses, Karate King. This is definitely the hardest trophy related to bosses in the game, and it was definitely the trophy that caused me the most stress. The Sandy boss fight is extremely tedious. It is very hard to learn her patterns in phase 1, 2, and 3. But once you memorize the patterns down and get it done, you'll get the hardest boss trophy in the game, Karate King. This brings us to the final part of my run, where I just had to finish up the trophies that I didn't get in the campaign. The first of these trophies was Return to Sender, where I had to defeat 5 jelly makers by knocking other enemies into them. This is a very easy trophy that could have been done with throughout the campaign. Definitely recommend that you do it throughout the campaign, but there are jelly makers that spawn near the Chum Bucket and Krusty Krab that you can get to keep respawning, and you can farm those for your trophy, Return to Sender. The final cleanup trophy that I got was the Spring Cleaning Trophy. This trophy, you need to suck in a total of 100 enemies with the Reef Blower, and the only reason that you can't get this done in the campaign is because of how late in the game you get it. Once you get this, just start using it on any enemy that you find, and once you do, you'll have no problem unlocking the Spring Cleaning Trophy. The final 3 trophies that I had to do, I got in quick succession of each other. I just had to go back and get all the collectibles in the games, which includes the spatulas, the costumes, and anything else mission-related inside the level. The first thing that I was able to collect all of was the secret spatulas in every level, which got me the Spongelock Holmes Pants trophy. The second trophy I was able to get was the Wanna See Me Do It Again trophy, where I had to clear every level and defeat the final boss. Now, this trophy is a little bit misleading. What this trophy means is you have to clear every level at 100%. Meaning that, no, you don't just have to clear every level, you have to 100% every level. But this trophy is a little bit misleading, but it is one of the last trophies that I got in this game. And the final trophy that I got in this game was the Fashion Hunter trophy. This trophy, you just need to unlock every single costume in the game. There are 2 costumes in particular that are mission related that you may have a little bit of trouble with, but every other costume is either earned through the campaign or bought through the store. You should have plenty of jellies by this point in the game. I did get the final secret costume in the game, which was the Spongebob Pride costume, which did give me my platinum trophy, number 77, 1 sponge to rule them all. I want to see what I got ranking-wise. Almost platinum. This game is still fresh. So here we go for the platinum, baby.
You did it! You made this whole glove soap?
Fashion Hunter. There's the Pride color flag there, and that should be the trophy. That should be the platinum. One sponge.
So, Spongebob and
I gotta give hats off to Purple Lamp Studios with this game, because to say that this game is nostalgic would be a massive understatement. There are so many references from the TV show that any kid will get, new and old. There are jokes from the newer episodes. There are references to the older episodes. The game as a whole is just a nostalgic game entirely. Hats off to Purple Lamp Studios, because they did a great job with both the rehydrated Battle for Bikini Bottom remake and the Cosmic Shake sequel. I have no doubt in my mind that we'll be seeing another SpongeBob game here real soon. The love that these two games have gotten is absolutely insane. Both of the platinums are over 10% currently, which is really good for platinums, especially this early on in the game. I think when I got the platinum for SpongeBob, it was only a week later, and there was already 6% of the people that had this platinum. Now, this is in no way, shape, or form a hard platinum to get. And as a matter of fact, guys, my rating for this platinum list is going to come in right now. It's going to be an 8 out of 10. Besides the boss trophies, this game is not difficult at all. Unfortunately, I think what gives this game the 8 out of 10 for me was just those boss-related trophies. They're extremely tedious, and a lot of them are just beat this boss without taking any damage. So learning the patterns of those bosses is definitely going to be the most tedious part of this game. This is an absolute joy of a game, guys. It's fun, it's SpongeBob, it's references galore. Guys, one of the worlds as a whole is a reference to the Dungeons and Dragons episode. They have a whole section dedicated to that one part. Sandy is fighting in her dojo arena from the Karate Island episode. King Gary is in the room that he's in when SpongeBob is jumping through his dreams. There are so many references, guys. Go find the references for yourself, and while you guys are at it, why not get the platinum while you're at it? This game is extremely fun, highly recommend it. I can't tell you guys how much I enjoyed this game from a story standpoint and from a trophy hunter standpoint as well. It's not common that you find the two that mesh together that well, but when they do, it makes a really, really fun experience, and SpongeBob Cosmic Shake is that experience. My next video that is going to be coming out is going to be Resident Evil 0. And man, do I got some shit to say about that game. We'll talk about it later, but I'm already frustrated with this game, and I'm only 3 playthroughs in. I've got 3 more to go, and we'll talk. But next video is going to be the start of the Resident Evil run. I did want to, after Resident Evil, do an arcade platinum run, you know, doing like Pac-Man, Miss Pac-Man, Galaga, but I'm really just in a arcade mood recently. So in the middle of Resident Evil, I'm thinking about doing a slight 1 video pause where we will do 1 video just doing those 3 arcade games. If you guys want to see that, let me know. I'm really, really considering it. I really want to do it. However, guys, I'm going to have an absolute blast doing that stuff. So if you guys want to see it, please let me know, because I would have an absolute blast doing that on the channel for you guys. And if you want me to stream it, I can do that too, because like I said, I'd have an absolute blast doing those arcade games for you guys. But Resident Evil 0 is going to be the next game. If you guys want to see anything else, please leave it down below in the comments, and I will try to get to it as soon as possible. So please, if you guys enjoyed, make sure you hit that like, comment, subscribe button. It really helps out the channel. And as always, this was your boy, the Miracle Man, and I will see you guys in the next video.
And I don't think you ever could. What could that be? They tell me that I'm never gonna